Well, April is no stranger to wild swings in temperature, and certainly over the next 10 to 15 days, we are going to see a very significant roller coaster in temperature. Upcoming 5 days off the GFS ensemble looks like this here. We are going to be talking about almost summer like warmth, not just across the UK, but across a large swathe of the European continent. But look at the contrast as we flip to the 6 to 10 day period of the GFS ensemble, and the 11 to 15 day looks like this here. So we've got a taste of summer followed by a blast of late winter across the UK. So for example, places such as Norwich, 21, 22 Celsius on Tuesday. By Good Friday, 7 to 8 Celsius for highs. So we don't get much bigger in terms of flip arounds than we're going to see over the next several days here across the UK and across Europe here. The reason why we are going to see this big change is because the upcoming 5 days looks like this off the GFS ensemble. This is the 500 millibar height anomaly chart for the upcoming 5 day period. Big ridge of high pressure over Europe. We've got a big trough over northern Canada. We've also got another trough sitting to the west of Iberia here. So we're going to be transporting our air from North Africa up into the British Isles. 24 Celsius is very possible across parts of southern England during the course of Tuesday. But then as we skip through here, watch where the area of high pressure over Europe moves to as we go towards 6 to 10 day period here, which will be the period between the 1st and the 6th of April. So we lose the ridge to a very significant trough over Europe here, and we've got a big blocking area of high pressure centered right over southern parts of Greenland here. So if this was mid-January, we would be talking about a major Arctic outbreak with this type of scenario here. Looking at the North Atlantic Oscillation, you can see what's happening here. We're positive at the moment, but it's about to tank in the significant negative as we go towards the second half of the week. So let's have a look step by step, day by day, what is going to take place across the European continent. So tonight, area of low pressure, a deep area of low pressure at that, centered near Iceland. We've got the frontal boundary pushing through over the course of this evening. So gale force winds and heavy rain across the northern portion of the British Isles. But we're going to watch an area of high pressure centered over northern Italy and the Alps. That is going to strengthen over the next 24 to 48 hours. And once that system pushes through, you're going to start to see the frontal boundary and all the weather start to get transferred north. And that is going to open the door to some very, very warm air for the time of the year. So you can see here, by the time we get to Tuesday, that frontal boundary sitting in the northwestern coast of Scotland. We've got the big area of high pressure intensified, and we follow the isobars from the UK all the way back to northern Africa. And this is the region here where we're talking about temperatures well into the 30s. So once that air gets transported across Iberia, France, into the southern half of the British Isles, we're going to be talking about temperatures potentially 23 to 24 degrees. It doesn't last long, however, because that high pressure system very quickly gets shunted to the west and to the north. And what's going to happen is we're going to lose the trough over Iceland and replace it with an area of high pressure. That's going to send the frontal system down over the UK, and it's going to turn the winds, rather than being from the Africa, they're going to come down from the Arctic. So we're going to see a significant change in temperature between Tuesday and through Wednesday and Thursday. We reverse the winds entirely in the upper atmosphere. And by the time we get out to the end of the week and towards the Easter weekend, we're going to be talking about a bitterly cold northeasterly airflow across the British Isles. We're going to go from several degrees above freeze, above normal, to several degrees below normal. And folks, the pattern may continue through the first half of April. And that is the very significant, that is the very interesting thing about this. Now, April is no stranger to cold weather. of course, remember that it's easier to get snow at Christmas, sorry, I'll start that one again. It's easier to get snow at Easter than it is at Christmas. And so let's not get too carried away just yet. There's still a long way to go, but the potential is here for some very significant cold for the time of the year entering the British Isles as we go forward here. So by the time we skip out to, this would be Sunday, Easter Sunday, what's happening is we've got another cold front seen by the model pushing south. Thickness values tank, very cold air, very tightly packed isobars, indicating howling northerly winds behind this frontal system, and that the model sees that boundary, the entire air mass, the Arctic, pure Arctic air mass, getting pushed down over the British Isles. Folks, low single figures for high temperatures would be accompanying this type of air mass when you've got a very deep area of low pressure sitting in the North Danish coast. We've got a strong area of high pressure at 1030 plus millibars to the west, and the contrast in pressure between the high and the low means that we're going to have a fierce northerly airflow coming down with this scenario. Now, folks, this is well over a week away, so you don't take this literal. Let's watch and see what happens, but certainly this chart would be an incredible one and an incredible weather event for the time of the year. Bear in mind it's the 5th of April here. So without sounding like I'm hyping things up, I'm certainly not doing that, but we do have this little taste, this false spring that's coming over the next few days, and it's going to be followed by what looks to be a pretty long-lived cold spell by April standards here coming up. So it's going to be a very, very interesting setup as we go forward here, because you can see here, this is of course the 6 to 10 day 500 millibar heights off the GFS ensemble, but even when you get out to the 11 to 15 day, you can see that we still have the positive over Greenland, over Baffin Island, and the trough extending from Scandinavia all the way down to Iberia here. So this is a pretty locked in pattern for at least the first half of April. And of course, when you look at the 2 meter temperature anomalies, this is the 11 to 15. So of course it's the 6th through the 11th, which of course is near enough the middle portion of April. And look at the large area of firmly below normal. So very interesting days to come, folks. It's going to be interesting to see how warm it gets, but it's also equally going to be interesting to see how cold it gets with this type of setup here. That's it for today. Hope you have a great day. Back in the next couple of days with more. Bye for now.